So traders, over the last few days to a week or more, I've been saying that this is just a pullback in the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, and we're getting ready for a strong sell-off move to come. And guess what happened today, guys? Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders, if you are needing help with your trading, very first link in the description, go join my next training that I'm running, my next webinar that I'm running. And I'm going to share with you exactly how you should be approaching these markets, thinking about these markets, trading these markets, because it's so important to this, right? So let's actually get into the markets here. So looking at the markets right now, okay, we can see, like, I'm looking at the Nasdaq right now, and the Nasdaq right now is actually having a very, very, very strong down solid close bar. In fact, if I go back to, let's go back to this chart here, and if I go to my QQQ, look at this here, the QQQ, you can see how, look at that big increase in volume there, right? Big increase in volume and a big breakdown bar. Now look what's happened actually here through on the actual Nasdaq itself. Actually, I'll go back to the Nasdaq itself here, right? So look what's actually happened here, okay? I really want you to focus on something here. So firstly, we had this move down, and then we had this overall move up, and then now we're getting a very, very, very strong move, a strong bar breaking down. But look what's actually happened here, right? So look at this here. Notice how we actually went up and then we paused all through here, right? It's probably somewhere through there, right? Then we paused all through there. See how it just went sideways? And then now we're getting the breakdown bar. Okay, very, 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 very strong breakdown bar. You can also see how that if I zoom in on a much closer level basis on the Nasdaq, you also can see how that what actually happened. We had resistance, resistance, resistance. We came down, found support through here, sideways movement, and then now we're getting a very strong breakdown bar. So there's a high probability now that we're probably likely to continue to make a new low in the markets through there. Lots and lots and lots of weakness. And this is something that I've been talking about for the last week, guys, about what's going on in the markets. And I've been saying, get ready for the pullback. This is a sucker rally. This is a sucker rally. This is a sucker rally. Get ready for the pullback. Get ready for the pullback. It's going to drop. It's going to come. It's going to come. More suckers that come in. And then the market drops today. Okay. So that's what's happening on the Nasdaq through there. If we go have a look at the S&P 500, the S&P 500, sort of the same thing as well too, right? We had this movement up, 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 up. We had this resistance here, which became support all through here. So notice how we actually had this sort of resistance around, I'll say the number because I know sometimes when I don't say the number, this is 3,800 by the way, guys. This 3,800 is that support and resistance level. Sometimes when I don't say the number, some people, I had one comment a while ago, they said, John, you got to say the number because I might be driving the car or feeding the cat. Please don't feed the cat when you're trading the markets, all right? Focus. Oh my goodness. No wonder so many people out there suck with trading. They can't even focus for 5 or 10 minutes. You know, I think, John, I'm going to feed the cat, so I'm going to listen to you. Anyway, so this resistance here now became support, but look what happened here. We actually had a bit of a sideways movement, and then now we've got a breakdown through here. So what's probably likely to happen today is we may get a little bit of a rally to the upside from here to here. All right, we may get a little bit of a rally to the upside, but then I have to see more downside to come out of this on the actual S&P 500. I would not want to be fighting this overall downward trend through here, okay? Remember, guys, the big thing about the overall markets is we always want to keep an eye on that big picture. Okay, what is that big picture? The big picture is the weekly charts. Okay, let me actually I'll bring this chart up here. This is the weekly chart here. Always want to be looking at the big picture. What is the big picture? The big picture is the weekly charts. And this is where a lot of traders get in trouble because they always think that these pullbacks is a change in trend. And so you can see here how the market went down and then this was just the pullback. All right, this is a downward trend, pullback, continued the downward trend, pullback, continued the downward trend, pullback, probably continued the downward trend, right? On the S&P 500. Same thing for the Nasdaq. So what do we have here on the Nasdaq? So we have same thing, right? Same thing we have. Look at this here. Highs, lower highs, lower highs. And every time, remember, this is a weekly chart. So this was a month worth of a rally through here. Same thing through here. And see what happens. The market just tricks you. And then the market drops. Comes back down. Same thing through here as well too. So we can see that's what's going on through there. So the overall trend is still down, okay? Now, you must ask yourself, is it a change in trend or is it just a pullback, right? This here, if the market goes down and it's lower highs, pullback, lower high, which is a pullback, lower high. A lot of times the market will do this here to trick you, just thinking, oh, the daily chart's been rallying for the last few months, here we go. And then it will start to do something like that again on you. Now, the interesting thing about the Nasdaq is this. Check this out. Once we actually start breaking this level through here, if indeed we do start to break this level through here on the Nasdaq, well then guess what? There is no support level through here until we get to 7,000. See that through there? So this Nasdaq on this 10,000 level, once we break that, like we're talking about capitulation and so on and so forth, oh my goodness, right? There is no support until we get down to this 7,000 level. That's where I actually see the Nasdaq getting down to. I see the Nasdaq getting down to there. So we could be getting ready for a very, 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 very big move on the downside on the Nasdaq going on through there. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, the Dow Jones is different, right? It's different, but it's also the same. It's different because we actually had a very strong rally up, but we are still in a what? See the same thing that happened here on the Nasdaq, on the Dow Jones, right? Look at this here. So rally, pullback here, rejection through here. Look at this here, just another pullback, right? And then look, guess what's going to happen? We're probably going to come down through here. And if the market is going to change trend, we're probably going to find a bit of support and we're going to start to rally up like that. That's what we're probably going to start to do. But right now, very, 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 very strong bar. There's probably going to be a lot of weakness coming into the market. And even look what's actually happened on the Dow Jones through here, right? Dow Jones, it's a very, very weak bar. We rallied up. Look at this here. We were very, 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 very strong movement on the upside all through there, right? Very, 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 very strong. Now we actually rejected and got a close below this here. That's a very, very, very weak sign, guys. Very weak sign. And where we are now, so we can see here, we're probably going to get a bit of a bloodbath coming tomorrow in the markets, and we're probably tomorrow, maybe even the Friday, we're probably going to start to see some really strong movement down. Now the Dow Jones, because it actually had much more of a stronger move to the upside, we're probably likely to start to see the 30,500 level start to hit in the markets through there. Makes sense? So, and again, because see how it's actually opened high, opened here, rallied up, came all the way down and closed low, but it closed low amongst all these levels through here. This day here, which is the last 2 days, plus also this blue line is indeed my longer term trend line coming down through as well too. So there's a high probability we're going to see at least a bit of a much more of a drop in the Dow Jones. If that does happen, and especially on the Nasdaq where we start to see a movement, if we see a continuation movement on the downside of the Nasdaq, then we could be getting ready for a really, really, really big drop in the markets. Traders, I want to invite you to my webinar that I'm running today. And on this webinar, I'm going to share with you all the details to my #1 trading system for the last 17 years and how I only trade 1 hour per day. Plus, also going to be learning the 3 secrets that I had to master over the last 17 years to generate a really good income. If you go to johnsfreetraining.com, or there should be a link in the description, click on that. Go over there right now, register. If you are struggling with the trading right now, I promise you this is going to completely game change, because you're going to understand why you are going backwards and why you're losing money. And then I'm going to teach you exactly what the system I use that gets me a really high % win-loss ratio. So this is what I want you to do right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go over there, register for my webinar right now today, because you're going to absolutely love it. Or there should be a link in the description. And I look forward to seeing you on the webinar. So go to that right now, and I look forward to seeing you on my next webinar. Go to that right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go to that right now.